Ned! I prithee, come out of that fat room and lend me thy hand to laugh a little.
Why, how's that been, Hal?
With 3 or 4 loggerheads amongst 3 or 4 score hogsheads. I have sounded the very bass string of humility. Sirrah, I am sworn brother to a leash of drawers, and can call them all by their Christian names as Tom, Dick, and Francis. They take it already upon their salvation that though I be but Prince of Wales, yet I am king of courtesy. And tell me flatly, I am no proud jack, like Falstaff, but a Corinthian, a lad of metal, a good boy by the Lord, so they call me. And when I am king of England, I shall command all the good lads in Eastcheap. They call drinking deep dying scarlet. And when you breathe in your watering, they cry, and bid you play it off. To conclude, I am so good a proficient in 1/4 of an hour that I can drink with any tinker in his own language. I tell thee, Ned, thou hast lost much honor that thou wert not with me in this sweet action. But, sweet Ned, to sweeten which name of Ned, I give thee this pennyworth of sugar, clapped even now into my hand by an underskinker, one that never spake other English in his life, but 8 shillings and 6pence, and you are welcome, with this shrill addition, anon, sir, score a pint of bastard in the half-moon, or so. But, Ned, to drive away the time till Falstaff come, do thou stand in some by-room while I question my puny drawer to what end he gave me the sugar, and do thou never leave calling, Francis, that his tale to me may be nothing but anon. Step aside and I'll show thee a precedent.
Francis!
Thou art perfect.
Francis!
Anon, sir! Look down into the palm garnet, Ralph.
Come hither, Francis.
My lord?
How long hast thou to serve, Francis?
Forsooth, 5 years, that is much as 2.
Francis!
Anon, sir!
5 years. By your lady, a long lease for the clinking of pewter. But, Francis, darest thou be so valiant as to play the coward with thy indenture, and show it a fair pair of heels and run from it?
Oh, Lord, sir, I'll be sworn upon all the books in England. I could find
Francis!
Anon, sir!
How old art thou, Francis?
Let me see. About Michaelmas next I shall be.
Francis!
Anon, sir! Pray stay a little, my lord.
Nay, but hark ye, Francis, for the sugar thou gavest me, 'twas a pennyworth, was not?
Oh, Lord, sir, I would it had been 2.
I shall give thee for it 1,000 pounds. Ask me when thou wilt, and thou shalt have it.
Francis!
Anon!
Anon, Francis. No, Francis. But tomorrow, Francis, or Francis a Thursday, or indeed, Francis, when thou wilt. But, Francis,
My lord?
wilt thou rob this leathern jerkin, crystal button, knot-pated agate ring, puke stocking, caddis garter, smooth tongue, Spanish pouch?
Oh, Lord, sir, whom do you mean?
Why, then your brown bastard is your only drink. For look you, Francis, your white canvas doublet was sullied. In Barbary, sir, it cannot come to so much.
What, sir?
Francis!
Away, you rogue! Dost thou not hear them call?
Francis!
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 What? Standst thou still and hear such a calling? What do the guests within? My lord, Sir John with half a dozen more at the door. Shall I let them in?
Let them alone a while and then open the door. Poins!
Anon, sir!
Sirrah, Falstaff and the rest of the thieves are at the door. Shall we be merry?
Merry as crickets, my lad. But, harkye, what cunning match have you made with this jest of the drawer? Come, what's the issue?
I am now of all humors that have showed themselves humors since the old days of Goodman Adam, to the pupil age of this present 12 o'clock at midnight. 1 o'clock, Francis!
On, sir!
Ever this fellow should have fewer words than a parrot, and yet the son of a woman. His business is upstairs and downstairs, his eloquence the parcel of a reckoning. I am not yet of Percy's mind, the Hotspur of the north. He that kills me some 6 or 7 dozen of Scots at a breakfast, washes his hands and says to his wife, "Fie on this quiet life, I want work!"
Oh, my sweet Harry, says she. How many hast thou killed today?
"Give my roan horse a drench," says he, and answers, "Some 14. An hour after, "A trifle, a trifle." I prithee, call in Falstaff. I'll play Percy, that damned brawn shall play Dame Mortimer, his wife. "Bravo," says the drunkard. "Call in Ribs, call in Tallow."
Welcome, Jack. Where hast thou been?
Plague all cowards, I say.
Aye.
Vengeance too. Bearing on men. Here, go, sack boy. Here I lead this life long, I'll sow nether stocks, mend them and put them too. A plague of all cowards. Give me a cup of sack, bro. Is there no virtue exit?
Didst thou never see Titan kiss a dish of butter? Pitiful-hearted Titan, that melted in the sweet tale of the suns. If thou didst, then behold that
No! Slime in this sack too. How much roguery to be found in villainous man? Yet a coward is worse than a cup of sack with lime in it. A villainous coward. Go thy ways, old Jack. Die when thou wilt. If manhood, good manhood, be not forgot upon the face of the earth, then am I a shot in heron. There live now 3 good men unhanged in England, and one of them is fat and grows old. God help the one. A bad world, I say. I would I were a weaver. I could sing psalms or anything. Plague of all cowards still say.
How now, Woolsack? What mutter you?
A king's son. Better not beat thee out of thy kingdom with a dagger of laugh and drive all thy subjects before thee like a flock of wild geese. I'll never wear hair on my face more. You Prince of Wales.
Why, you horse and round man, what's the matter?
Are not you a coward? Answer me to that. And Poins there.
Soon, ye fat punch. And ye calling me a coward? By the Lord, I'll stab thee.
Holy coward. Said you damn dark holy coward. Give £1,000, I could run as fast as that. Straighten up the shoulders. You cannot see your back. Got that backing of your friend? Plague upon such backing. Give me them as well face. Give me a cup of sack. I'm drunk today.
Oh, villain, thy lips are scarce white since thou drunkst.
Always one for that. A plague of all cowards still say I.
What's the matter?
What's the matter? There be 4 of us here. Obtain £1,000 this day morning.
Oh, where is it, Jack? Where is it?
Where is it? Taken from us it is. 100 upon poor 4 of us.
What? 100, man?
I'm a rogue if I went out in Hotspur with a dozen of them 2 hours together. I escaped by miracle. I'm 8 times thrust with the doublet, 4 through the hose, my buckler cut through and through, my sword hacked like a handsaw, ecce signa. I never dealt better since I was a man. All would not do. A plague of all cowards. Let them speak. If they speak more or less than truth, they are villains and the sons of darkness.
Speak, sirs, how was it?
We fought. Set on some dozen.
16 at least, my lord.
And bound them.
No, they were not bound.
You rogue, they were bound, every man of them, or I'm a Jewess, an Hebrew Jew.
As we were sharing, some 6 or 7 freshmen set on us.
Unbound the others, and then I'm in the other.
What? Fought you with them all?
All? I don't know what you call all. If I fight out with 50 of them, I'm a bunch of rats. If there were not 2 or 3 and 50, but poor old Jack, I'm no two-legged creature.
Pray God you have not murdered some of them.
Hey, that's past brain. I have peppered 2 of them, 2 I'm sure I've paid 2 rogues in buckram suits. I tell thee what, Hal. If I tell thee a lie, spit in my face, call me hoarse. Thou knowest my old ward. Here I lay, and thus I bore my point. 4 rogues in buckram let drive it.
What, 4? Thou saidst but 2 even now.
4, Hal, I told thee 4.
He said 4.
These 4 came all up front and mainly thrust at me. I made me no more ado, but took all their 7 points in my target thigh.
What, 7? Thou saidst but 4 even now.
In buckram.
Aye, 4 in buckram suits.
7 by these hilts from a villain else.
Prithee let him alone. We shall have more anon.
Thou shalt hear me, Hal.
Aye, and mark thee too, Jack.
Do so, for it is worth the listening to. He's 9 than I told thee of.
4 already.
Their points being broken,
Down fell their hose.
they began to give me ground. But I felt me close, came in foot at hand, and with a thought, 7 of the 11 I paid.
Oh, monstrous! 11 buckram men grown out of 2.
But as the devil would have it, 3 misbegotten knaves in Kendall Green came at my back. I let drive it. It was so dark, Hal, I could not see the hand.
These lies are like their father that begets them. Gross as a mountain. Open, palpable. Why, thou clay-brained guts. Thou naughty-pated fool. Thou horse and obscene greased tallow cat.
No man, is not the truth the truth?
Why, how couldst thou know these men in Kendall Green when it was so dark thou couldst not see thy hand? Come, give us your reason. What sayest thou to this?
Come, your reason, Jack. Your reason.
What, upon compulsion? Little Zarathustra Torpedo, or all the racks in the world, I would not tell you on compulsion. Give you a reason on compulsion? If reasons were as plentiful as blackberries, I would give no man a reason upon compulsion,
I'll be no longer guilty of this sin. This sanguine coward. This bed presser. This horseback breaker. This huge hill of flesh.
This bloody starveling, you eel skin, you dried neat's tongue, your bulls. Oh, for breath to utter one like thee, your tailor's yarn, your sheep, your bouquets, your vile standing tuck.
Well, breathe a while, and then to it again. And when thou hast tired thyself in base comparisons, hear me speak but this.
Mark, Jack.
We too saw you 4 set on 4, and bound them, and we're masters of their wealth. Mark now how a plain tale shall put you down. Then did we too set on you 4, and with a word outfeast you from your and have it. Yea, and can show it you here in the house. And Falstaff, you carried your guts away as nimbly, with as quick dexterity, and roared for mercy, and still run and roared as ever I heard bullcat. What a slave art thou to hack thy sword as thou hast done, and then say it was in fight. What trick, what device, what starting hole canst thou now find out to hide thee from this open and apparent shame?
Come, let's hear, Jack. What trick hast thou now?
maid, yes. Why, hear you, my masters. Is it for me to kill the heir apparent? Should I turn upon the true prince? I thought I was valiant as Hercules. Beware instinct. The lion will not touch the true prince. Instinct is a great matter. I was now a coward upon instinct. I shall think the better of myself and thee during my life. I for a valiant lion, thou for a true prince. But by the Lord's lads, I'm glad you have the money. Hostess, out to the doors. Watch tonight, pray tomorrow. Gallants, lads, boys, hearts of gold. All the titles of good fellowship come to you. What? Shall we be married? Do we have a play extempore?
Content! And the argument shall be thy running away.
No more of that, Hal, thou loves me.
I am a young sailor, my story is sad. Though once I was carefree and a brave sailor lad, I courted a lassie by night and by day. But now she has left me and sailed far away. If I were a blackbird, could whistle and sing, I'd follow the vessel my true love sails in, and in the top rigging I'd there build my nest. I'd flutter my wings o'er her lily white breast. I sailed o'er the ocean, my fortune to seek. How I missed her caress and her kissing my cheek. I returned and I told her my love was still warm, but she turned away lightly, and great was her scorn. If I were a blackbird, could whistle and sing, I'd follow the vessel my true love sails in, and in the top rigging I'd there build my nest. I'd flutter my wings o'er her lily white breast. My parents, they chide me and will not agree, saying me and my false love ne'er married shall be. But let them deprive me, let them do what they will. While there's breath in my body, she's the one I love still. If I were a blackbird, could whistle and sing, I'd follow the vessel my true love sails in, and in the top rigging I'd there build my nest. I'd flutter my wings o'er her lily white breast. Oh, yes, my lord the prince.
Come on, my lady the hostess, what sayest thou to me?
Marry, my lord, there is a nobleman of the court at door would speak with you. He says he comes from your father.
Give him as much as will make him a royal man, and send him back again to my mother.
What manner of man is he?
An old man.
What doth gravity out of his bed at midnight? Shall I give him his answer?
Prithee do, Jack.
Then I'll send him packing.
Livers, By'r Lady, you fought fair. So did you, Beto. So did you, Bardolph. You are lions too. You ran away upon instinct. You will not touch the true prince. No far.
Faith, I ran when I saw others run.
Faith, tell me now in earnest, how came Falstaff's sword so hacked?
Why, he hacked it with his dagger, and said he would swear truth out of England, but he would make you believe it was done in fight, and persuaded us to do the like.
Oh, yea, and to tickle our noses with speargrass to make them bleed, and then to beslubber our garments with it, and swear it was the blood of true men. I did that. I did not 7 years before. I blushed to hear his monstrous devices.
Oh, villain, thou stolest a cup of sack 18 years ago, and were taken with the manner, and ever since, thou hast blushed extempore. Thou hadst both fire and sword on thy sight, and yet still thou ranst away. What instinct hadst thou for it?
My lord, do you see these meteors? Do you behold these exhalations?
I do.
What think you they portend?
Hot livers and cold purses.
Color, my lord, if rightly taken.
No, if rightly taken. Halter! Here comes Lean Jack. Here comes Barebow. How now, my sweet creature of bombast? How long is to go, Jack, since thou sawest thine own knee?
My own knee? When I was about thy age, Hal, I was on Eagle's Talon in the waist. I could have kept any alderman's stammering. A plague of sighing grief blows a man up like a bladder. There's villainous news abroad. Here was Sir John Braces from your father. He must to the court in the morning. That same mad fellow of the north, Percy. And he wails like he gave Amamon the bastinado and made Lucifer cuckold and swore the devil is true liegeman upon the cross of a Welsh hook. What a plague call you him?
Oh, Glendower.
And the same. And his son-in-law Mortimer, old Northumberland. Now sprightly Scots Douglas, he that rides a horseback up a hill perpendicular.
He that rides at high speed and with his pistol kills a sparrow's life.
You have hit it.
So did he, never the sparrow.
That rascal hath good mettle in him. He will not run.
Why, what a rascal art thou then, to praise him so for running?
A horseback, you cuckoo, but afoot he will not budge a foot.
Yes, Jack, upon instinct.
Grant you upon instinct. Well, he is there too, and one more day and 1,000 blue caps more. Worcester is stolen away tonight. Your father's beard has turned white with the news. You may buy land now as cheap as stinking mackerel.
Well then, if there come a hot June in this civil buffeting hold, we may buy maidenheads as they buy hobnails. By the 100!
I'll say it's true, lad. His life should have good trading that way. But tell me now, are there not horrible of fear, thou being heir apparent? Could the world pick thee out 3 such enemies as that fiend Douglas, that spirit Percy, and that devil Glendower? Art thou not terribly afraid? Doth thy blood thrill at it?
Not a whit of faith. I lack some of thy instinct.
Well, that will be horribly chid tomorrow when thou comes to thy father. If thou lovest me, practice an answer.
Do thou stand for my father and examine me upon the particulars of my life.
I am content. This chair shall be my state, this dagger my scepter, and this cushion my crown.
Thy state is taken for a joint stool, thy golden scepter for a leaden dagger, and thy precious rich crown for a pitiful bulb.
Well, the fire of grace be not quite out of thee. Now shalt thou be moved. Give me a cup of sack to make my eyes look red. That may be thought that I have wept. I will speak in passion, and I will do it in King Cambyses' vein.
Well, here is my leg.
And here is my speech. Stand aside, nobility.
Oh, Yansu, this is excellent sport to think.
Not, sweet queen, but trickling tears are rain.
Oh, the father, how he holds his countenance.
For God's sake, lords, convey my trustful queen, for tears do stop the floodgates of her eyes.
Oh, he does it as like one of those harlotry players ever I did see.
Peace, good pine pot. Peace, good. Harry, I do not only marvel where thou spendst thy time, but also how thou art accompanied.
What?
For though the chamomile the more it is trodden on, the faster it grows. Yet youth, the more it is wasted, the sooner it wears.
Oh.
That thou art my son, I have partly thy mother's word, partly my own opinion, but chiefly a villainous trick of thine eye and a foolish hand with thy nether lip. Then thou beast unto me, here lies the point. Why, being son to me, art thou so pointed at? Shall the son of heaven prove a mitcher and eat blackberries? A question not to be asked. No. Shall the son of England prove a thief and take purses? A question to be asked. There's the thing, Harry, which thou hast often heard of, and is known to many in our land by the name of pitch. This pitch, as ancient writers do report, doth defile. So doth the company thou keepst. For now, Harry, I do not speak to thee in drink, but in tears. Not in pleasures, but in passion. Not in words only, but in woes also. And yet there is a virtuous man, whom I have often noted in thy company, yet I know not his name.
What manner of man, and is like your majesty?
Goodly, portly, and corpulent, of a cheerful look, a pleasing eye, and a most noble carriage. And as I think his age some 50, by our lady inclining to 3 score. Now I remember me his name is Falstaff. That man should be lewdly given, he deceiveth me. For Harry, I see virtue in his looks. If then the tree may be known by the fruit as the fruit by the tree, then peremptory I speak it. There is virtue in that Falstaff. Him keep with, the rest bang. Now tell me, thou naughty brother, tell me, where hast thou been this month?
Dost thou speak like a king? Do thou stand for me, and I'll play my father.
Pose me! Thus and half so majestically, so gravely, both in word and matter, hang me up by the heels for a rabbit sucker or a poulter's hair.
Well, here I am set.
And here I stand. Judge, my master.
Now, Harry, whence come you?
My noble lord from Eastcheap.
The complaints I hear of thee are grievous.
Blood, my lord, they are false. Nay, I'll tickle ye for a young prince of faith.
Swearest thou, ungracious boy, henceforth ne'er look on me. Thou art violently carried away from grace. There is a devil haunts thee in the likeness of an old fat man. A ton of man is thy companion. Why dost thou converse with that trunk of humor? That bolting hutch of beast? That swollen parcel of dropsy? That huge bombard of sack? That stuffed cloak bag of guts? That roasted Manningtree ox with the pudding in his belly? That reverend vice? That gray iniquity? That father ruffian, that vanity in years. Wherein is he good but to taste sack and drink it? Wherein neat and cleanly but to carve a capon and eat it? Wherein cunning but in craft? Wherein crafty but in villainy? Wherein villainous but in all things? Wherein worthy but in nothing?
I would your grace would take me with you. Who means your grace?
That villainous, abominable misleader of youth. Falstaff, that old white-bearded Satan.
My lord, the man I know.
I know thou dost.
But to say I know more harm in him than in myself were to say more than I know. That he is old, the more the pity. His white hairs do witness. But that he is saving your reverence a whoremaster. That I utterly deny. If sack and sugar be a fault, God help the wicked. To be old and merry be a sin, then many an old host that I know is damned. If to be fat be to be hated, then Pharaoh's lean kine are to be loved. No, my good lord. Banish Bardo, banish Pito, banish Poins. But for sweet Jack Falstaff, kind Jack Falstaff, true Jack Falstaff, valiant Jack Falstaff, and therefore more valiant, being as he is old Jack Falstaff. Banish not him thy Harry's company. Banish not him thy Harry's company. Banish plump Jack, and banish all the world.
I do. I will.
Oh, my lord! The sheriff with the most monstrous watch is at the door!
Now, Zero, play out the play. I have much to say in the behalf of that Falstaff.
Oh, yes, my lord, my lord.
Hey, hey! The devil rides upon a fiddlestick. What's the matter?
The sheriff and all the watch are at the door. They are come to search the house. Shall I let them in?
Dost thou hear, Hal? Thou art essentially mad without seeming so. Never call a true piece of gold a counterfeit.
And thou a natural coward, without instinct.
I deny your major, if you will deny the sheriff so. If not, let him enter. If I ever come down a cart as well as another man, a plague upon my bringing out. I shall as soon be strangled with a halter as another.
Go, hide ye behind the arras. The rest walk up above. Now, my masters, for a true face and a good conscience.
Both of which I have had, but their date is out. So I'll hide.
Call in the sheriff. Now, Master Sheriff, what is your will with me?
First, pardon me, my lord, a hue and cry hath followed certain men unto this house.
What men?
One of them is well known, my gracious lord, a gross, fat man.
As fat as butter.
The man, I do assure you, is not here, for I myself have at this time employed him. And, Sheriff, I will engage my word to thee, that I shall, by tomorrow dinner time, send him to answer thee or any man for anything he shall be charged withal. And so let me entreat you leave the house.
I will, my lord. There are two gentlemen have in this robbery lost 300 marks.
It may be so. If he have robbed these men, he shall be answerable. And so farewell.
Good night, my noble lord.
I think it is good morrow, is it not?
Indeed, my lord. I think it be 2 o'clock.
This oily rascal is known as well as Paul's. Go call him forth.
Falstaff, fast asleep behind the arras and snorting like a horse.
Hark how hard he fetches breath. Search his pockets. What hast thou found?
Nothing but papers, my lord.
Let's see what they be. Read them.
Item. Capon. 2 shillings 2 pence. Item. Sauce. 4 pence. Item. Sack. 2 gallons 6 shillings 8 pence. Item. Anchovies and sack after supper. 3 shillings 6 pence. Item. Bread. 1 halfpenny.
Oh, monstrous! But 1 halfpenny's worth of bread to this intolerable deal of sack. What else there may be, keep it close. We'll read it at more advantage. I'll to the court in the morning. We must all to the wars, and thy place shall be honorable. I'll procure this fat rogue a charge of foot, and I know his death will be a march of 60. The money will be paid back again with advantage. Be with my betimes in the morning, and so good morrow, Pito.
Good morrow, good my lord.